I don't want to get into that whole thing where you're saying, oh, the music was so much better then, because I don't buy into that. You know, there was great music then, and there wasn't probably as much of it as there is now, because the opportunities to create music now are much easier. But there's still great music today. You know, when people, it always annoys me when people say, oh, the music was so much better then. You know, that's a crock of shit. You know, it's not true. You have to remember that when we first started, there was no idea that Reg Dwight was going to become Elton John. We were just jobbing songwriters. We were really sort of being asked to write songs for people like Engelbert Humperdinck and Lulu and Cilla Black and Tom Jones and people like that who depended on outside songwriters. But that's not what we wanted to do. And at the same time, we were sort of trying to create our own style of music, which unfortunately, you know, none of these artists that I mentioned were remotely interested in. And it probably in the initial stages wasn't particularly that good. So it just became inevitable that Elton, being the singer who recorded the demos, you know, become the artist. And a lot of the early stuff that we wrote was fairly fanciful, but it was, again, it was a product of the time. It was all Tolkien and C.S. Lewis and Lord of the Rings and inspired, you know, and Norse mythology and things like that. But then, of course, when we wrote your song, we kind of really knew we'd hit the mother lode. What I would like people to take away from the book is, I think I want people to be surprised. It doesn't really ring true to me as a traditional musical autobiography. I think it's more of it's kind of a bit like Ulysses. It's a journey, and in many ways it's a journey towards redemption, finding your own peace in life. But I've had a hell of an interesting life, and I've done some pretty amazing things. I've done a lot of stupid things too, but they're all in the book. So, you know, the good, bad, and the ugly, it's all in there.